Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, June 8th, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The Winnemem Wintu want to mark their girls' coming of age as their ancestors did with a private ceremony in which the girls swim across the McCloud River in Redding, California. They don't want boaters motoring by shouting slurs like they have in past years. But the U.S. Forest Service hasn't restricted public access to the site, even though it does for many other tribes in similar situations. The Winnemem are in legal limbo along with hundreds of other tribes that the government doesn't acknowledge. Generations ago, when the U.S. was assigning rights to Indian groups, these tribes didn't make the list. Today, they don't get the same access to federal funds and historical sites that recognized tribes do. For the Winnemem, this means that they must perform their girls' 4-day ceremony in public on the river in Northern California. Kayleen Sisk, a Winnemem leader, said she has asked the Forest Service to close the site during the event. A Forest Service spokesman says it wasn't clear it has the authority to do so because the Winnemem aren't federally recognized. The tribe is calling for volunteers, donations, and people with boats to sign up to help close 400 yards of the river to hold their coming-of-age ceremony in peace and dignity on June 30th through July 3rd.
My name is Kayleen Sisk, and I'm the chief and spiritual leader of the Winnemem Wintu tribe. We're holding a Bathalas Chonas, which is a puberty ceremony for our young girls to come across and join the women. We are in a struggle with the Forest Service to prevent any boats from coming up and disturbing our ceremony the way that they have in the past. We're asking for supporters to come in and help us. We'll be holding this ceremony June 30 to July the 3rd. Our intent is to close the river to all boats, and we hope that people with good hearts will see the need here and help us to fulfill our traditions and our culture and our way of life to go into the future. That's the only thing that we're asking for, is that our future generations be allowed that opportunity, that right to carry on the Winnemem way of life.
The forced sterilization of tens of thousands of women in the U.S. for more than 60 years until the late 1970s has been apologized for by several states, and now there is a call for the federal government to also apologize. 32 states ran eugenics programs which targeted poor women, those with disabilities, girls raped by older men, and in one North Carolina case, a 10-year-old boy. Plus tens of thousands of Native American women were sterilized in a clear case of attempted genocide. Andrea Carmen, executive director of the International Indian Treaty Council, says she first heard about the abuses in the early 1970s, such as a woman who was unable to deliver her full-term baby and discovered that her cervix had been sewn shut without her knowledge. Stories then emerged of Native American women and girls going in for C-sections or tonsillitis and coming out with tubal ligations. Native American women were also used in Depo-Provera trials without being informed of the risks. Those having Nora plant capsules implanted in their arms were then being told that no one had the training to remove it, even when it caused complications. Women in labor were told by the Indian Health Service that they would not be helped unless they agreed to be sterilized. In 1974, Connie Pinkerton-Urie released a study that claimed 1 in 4 Native American women had been sterilized without their consent. A limited General Accounting Office study found that between 1973 and 1976, 3,400 Native American women were sterilized in just 4 areas. Sharon Astoyer, Chief Executive Officer and Founding Director of the Native American Women's Health Education Resource Center, says apologies and repatriation by states are good things, but that she would like to see the federal government also make similar amends. To sign the petition calling for the federal apology for forced sterilization, you can check out the website, thepetitionsite.com, that we'll have running across the screen. Lakota actor Chaske Spencer, known for his role in the Twilight Saga, is featured in a new video entitled Native Vote. The video released by the National Congress of American Indians is an effort to inspire Native Americans to vote in upcoming elections.
Hi, my name is Chaske Spencer. I'm an actor and Native American. Nothing's more important to me than the future of our people. I started an effort called Be the Shift to encourage young people to be involved. That's why I support Native Vote, to encourage American Indians and Alaska Natives to vote in federal, state, and local elections. In 2012, people all over the United States will be voting for the next president, and Native people cannot be left out of the process. Be the shift, be the Native vote. Every voice counts.
NCAIED Executive Director Jacqueline Patta said Native American voters are one of the country's most underrepresented and disenfranchised group of voters. Native Vote is focused on turning out the largest Native vote in history this 2012 election year. Estimates show that over 1 million eligible Native voters are unregistered. And Patta said this is a true grassroots effort and we need everyone to be involved to spread the word. We hope that Indian country and non-Native people alike are inspired, especially young people, to get more involved in the civic activities such as voting. For more information, you can check out nativevote.org. Neither blistering heat nor blowing dust dissuaded Native Americans from at least 4 different tribes from taking part in a 5-day occupation in Ocotill, California last week. They came to be with the spirits of their ancestors. They also aimed to show that desert devastation occurring with construction of the Ocotill Express wind facility is wrong and must be stopped. They are determined to halt the bulldozing of the lands that they have occupied for some 10,000 years. Lands where specially trained forensic dogs have recently found numerous creation sites where the ashes of hundreds, perhaps thousands of Native Americans lay buried beneath the sands. This is only the beginning. The Quechan have filed a lawsuit against the federal government seeking to halt Pattern Energy from completing construction of the project. Viejas, Cocopah, and other tribes across the Southwest have shown solidarity with Quechan to save these sacred sites on public lands. Several environmental and citizen groups have also filed suits. The site is vast, 12,400 acres of once pristine desert. A federal judge has refused Quechan's request for a temporary restraining order, so the devastation continues on a scale that is both unimaginable and heartbreaking to those who love this place. Soon, if Pattern Energy has its way, a new forest of over 1,000 towering wind turbines, each over 450 feet tall with blade sweeps the size of football fields, will occupy this place. But the tribes are equally determined to stop the desecration. On Saturday, June 23rd, tribes invite the public to join with them in a ceremony to grieve for what has been lost and bring public attention to their efforts to save what's left of the land where their ancestors are buried. They have also written to President Barack Obama imploring him to halt the project and to protect their sacred lands. The National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development has appointed Gary Davis as their official president and chief executive officer. Davis, a citizen of the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma, brings with him over 20 years of vast national business and entrepreneurial experience. Davis has founded several companies, including Litefoot Enterprises, a consulting apparel and entertainment company. He also co-founded the Association for American Indian Development, a nonprofit aimed at empowering Native American communities through its popular Reach the Res project. His newest company, Litefoot Entertainment Group, is a full-service booking, merchandising, and marketing company that specializes in expanding the reach of successful Native American public figures. The National Center for the American Indian Enterprise Development's signature event is the Reservation Economic Summit. Res 2013 will be held from March 11th through the 14th at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Earth's most threatened tribe, the Awa, have made a desperate appeal for the Brazilian government to halt the illegal logging that is ravaging its territory as the Amazon's logging season begins. The tribe already suffered the fastest rate of deforestation in the Amazon, and the start of the dry season has, in previous years, brought a huge upsurge in illegal loggers. Survival's campaign to save the Awa tribe has already generated over 27,000 messages to Brazil's Justice Minister, calling for him to remove all invaders. It has also prompted Maranhão State's public prosecutor to order an investigation into those responsible for invading Awa land and to demand that they are brought to justice. However, thousands of illegal loggers are still believed to be operating in the area. Since Colin Firth launched Survival's campaign nearly 6 weeks ago, Brazil's indigenous rights organization, CIMI, has shared the film with members of the AWA. The Survival is urging people to continue to support the AWA by messaging Brazil's Minister of Justice at survivalinternational.org/AWA. Journalist Lisa Ling's series, Our America with Lisa Ling, will premiere June 10th on the Oprah Winfrey Network. The new season will look at a lot of interesting stories across the country, including the lives of Native Americans.
Our America is back. Stories that I hope will make you feel.
When I dance out there, there's nothing like it. You just feel like you're thunder.
When they put us on the reservation, they said, you sit there, here's a house, we'll bring you your food, but you can't go hunt anymore.
The past is a tattoo. No, you can't erase it.
There's a movement happening right now. Feels good to see that because I don't think we're a sad people at all. I think we're an amazing people.
This is a series about people who've taken tremendous risks.
I used to drink, I used to party, but it took me nothing but downhill.
It's about people who inspire.
I'm just making sure everyone gets to see me so they know that I'm dancing for them.
It's about us right now. This is Our America.
For more information on when the episode Life on the Res will air, you can check out oprah.com/own. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.